I stutter heavily on camera. It's because I'm a writer and I edit heavily what I say on paper or while I'm writing. I want to make you remove the association between being stupid and stuttering on camera. If you stutter on camera, it does not necessarily mean that you're stupid. So stop thinking that you are a person who was not made for camera speaking or video making, and your main is, audio or written content only, because you can't speak, straightforward to the camera without stuttering. Please do not hold that kind of limiting belief. It's holding you back for no reason, and it's not true. You're not missing the talent of speaking on camera or speaking on stage, even if you stutter heavily. See, I just stuttered. It's because I write one word at a time. I do not write one sentence at a time. It's impossible to write a single sentence in 1 second. You think about the next word only while writing. While speaking, if you think about only the next word every step of the way, you'll find yourself speaking like this. I want to make a new video today and it will be about this and that. You will be speaking, like a robot or whatever. It will make you stop or pause after every word you make. In order to avoid that, you speak, in full. You don't pause. And when you do this, you stumble. You fall while walking. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that you suck or something. Stop criticizing yourself and stop believing that video isn't your main because of that. It might be not your main, but you understand that you think that you weren't, created to make video. That you don't have what it takes. It has nothing to do with this. Making video is the single most thing that requires no talent at all. Simply because you speak to people in real life. Just do this in front of the camera. Where is the difference here? Point to me where the difference lies. You speak to people in normal life, and you do it perfectly all the time. But for some reason, when the camera shows up, and it's time for you to speak in front of the camera, you stop. You fall. You stumble upon yourself. You can't seem to be able to move between sentences. It's all about the ideas that you want to say. You just have a couple of ideas that you want to articulate, and you just say them. And you do that in front of the camera, instead of, in front of a mirror or while thinking about them alone in private. There is no difference. And if you think there's a difference, you're holding yourself back. You have a ton of limiting beliefs in all areas. There is no shortage of limiting beliefs. And one of those limiting beliefs is the belief that you suck on camera. Please, abolish that belief. Delete it. Remove it. Stop believing that you can't speak on camera. Keep stumbling. Tell your mind it's okay to make mistakes on camera. What do we do while we write? They say you make something like a brain dump, and you edit afterwards. You might take 6 hours to edit something that you created in 30 minutes. Why do you think that's the case? Why do you think that's happening? It's because you've written something that is profoundly mediocre, and you've spent hours making it suck less. So if you do that directly without editing while on camera, you will start to suck. Until you improve enough to be able to form your thoughts while speaking that fast, you will suck on camera. The only way to work around this is to actually get better at speaking all your ideas one after the other, easily, without stumbling, without stuttering, without pausing, and what you say ends up making sense. You need to be able to form clear sentences from the start. The idea that wanting to get something perfect from the start is bad is holding you back. You can speak a full sentence that is flawless and is free of any kind of mistakes from the get-go, from the start. If you kept heavily editing your videos, this will condition you that it's okay to make mistakes while speaking. Over time, you will not get better at speaking fluently in front of the camera or on stage. You will have phobia of speaking on stage. It's because you know that you're going to make mistakes and you're going to spend hours editing them, in video editing programs later on. But if you pause and think about what you want to say and have no problem with making mistakes, over time, your mistakes will decrease. I personally believe that people are afraid of speaking on camera because they have two problems. They are afraid of making something without mistakes right away from the start, without editing. The second one, which is, their fear of perfectionism. The belief that since they cannot make anything perfect right away from the start, without, it taking hours to edit it, that belief is making them believe that they can't make something without mistakes, without heavy mistakes, from the first attempt. That is one reason. The second reason is that you keep saying anything that you want, and you don't care about making mistakes because you will edit the shit out of the video. You will edit the video heavily later on. So you can make a ton of mistakes and you will remove them during the editing process. Stop doing that. Think before you speak like you are speaking on stage. You cannot edit, like a live stream, or you cannot edit an event that you're speaking live on stage. There is no going back in time here. There is no second chance. You got to get it right from the start. How do you think people who speak, perfectly on stage do it? They don't make mistakes while speaking from the first attempt. If you think you're going to make a mistake, you either make it and apologize for it and you continue speaking, without making it in the next attempt, or you make a full sentence that contains no mistakes from the first attempt. Like, try to not miss. Try to not make a mistake from the first attempt. It will be hard at the beginning, but after a while, you will be able to speak more and you will articulate a lot of ideas in a shorter time and make full sentences without any mistakes, that contain no mistakes. Make simple sentences at the beginning to get the idea over with. There is no problem with making mistakes. I understand this, and you're supposed to learn from your mistakes. But nevertheless, you gotta aim at not making any mistakes from the first attempt while speaking, in order to articulate full sentences that contain no mistakes from the start. This will help you to get better at speaking on camera and at live events, so whether live streaming or on stage. It's okay to want to make something without any mistakes from the start, from the first attempt. There's nothing wrong with that. That said, if you happen to make a mistake, despite that, it's still okay. You correct it in the second attempt, and so on. Get it?